Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, we are going to prepare for the upcoming Treasure Map vs Moria, which is technically the first one for global because of the sync, but technically in the history of One Piece Treasure Cruise, this will be the second Treasure Map vs Moria. In this video, I won't be using any of the new legends, not even as friend captains, so hopefully it helps you out in team building. Without further ado, let's get to it and let's begin with the first mini-boss versus Vasco Shot. He will be Q and all the units get a special cooldown reduction, and he will give us strength slots in the top row, Q slots in the middle row, and Dex ones in the bottom row. Then he will make the slots impossible to change until you hit a good one time for everyone, give you 3 turns of special bind, and gain defense up for 3 turns and a barrier for 3 perfects, which will last for 2 turns. This mini-boss is extremely easy if you farmed the last Kizuna. We are going to use Kizuna 5+ Roger as double captain. He makes all of the slots matching without us needing to change them. He will remove defense up, and he will also, with his super class ability, give us an attack boost. Now in row number 2 we see Dex, Treasure Map Shanks and 5+ Oden. These characters allow Roger to get his super class ability. Only one of them is necessary to remove the barrier, but I'm using both because they have color advantage and also get the super class. Then in the bottom row, none of the units are boosted, but Treasure Map Orobi is extremely important to remove the special bind, and then Marco is not important. I just have him here because he has the ability to give us a chain boost if you activate him in stage 2, and then he also is boosted by 1.35 times. This Marco is generally replaceable by whatever unit you want or whatever unit can help you. If you want more damage, for example, you can use Super Tandem Luffy here if you are not using him in another team, but I do not have him. With this team though, you can do around 22 million damage and the point boost is 4.81 times. The next mini-boss is Sai Pizarro, and Q Sai with int characters get their specials reduced. In stage number 3 versus Pizarro, your right column unit slots will be turned to TNT, while the left ones will be turned to unfavorable. Your top row characters, meaning your captains, will get special rewinded for 1 turn, and your top row will also be binded for 8 turns, so make sure you have bind sockets. Pizarro will also give you an attack boost and an ore boost for 1.1 times, gain defense down immunity, and also a 5-turn damage reduction shield. My team for this fight will be using the new free-to-play killer as double captain, because he can give us a color affinity boost and also remove the damage reduction shield. Then I am using rare recruit Pudding, who can remove the bind, and the same can happen with Hidden Wire, but Hidden Wire, if you do not have them, are not really important if you use another bind remover, like Pudding. Just use a driven character, and if it is an int one, even better for your damage. Then Catarina Devon will give Killer his special back, so he can remove the damage reduction. And finally we have Treasure Map Cavendish, who is very important because he will remove the low attack boost and ore boost, and will give us an attack boost and an ore boost for a higher multiplier for everyone. He will also turn the left column unfavorable slots to matching, but of course he won't change the right column TNT slots to matching, and that's the reason I'm using some matching slot supports on my int units. I am using Legend Bonnie on Killer and then Story Vivi on Catarina Devon. It is not really necessary, but that gives you more damage, but if you miss Bonnie for example, you don't need to use her, you will miss a bit of damage, but it's fine. This team with matching slots on your int units can do around 19 million damage, and the point boost is 5.61 times. The next mini-boss is Catarina Devon. She will be Sai, and Strength, Sai and int units will get special cooldown reduction. In stage number 3, all of our slots will be turned to block. Catarina Devon will gain defense down immunity. She will give us 3 turns of paralysis on everyone. She will also gain 3 turns of a damage reduction and a defense up shield, and finally 10 turns of resilience. My team for this boss will be using the new Super Evolution for V2 Akainu as double captain, who is extremely useful here because if you hit perfects, he can bypass resilience with his end of turn damage, he can give you guaranteed matching slots and also an ore boost. Then we are going to use Treasure Map Int Luffy, who can give us an attack boost. Free to play Katakuri can remove defense up and also remove paralysis. Cracker is here just because he is int. If you do not have him, you can replace him with another unit. And Treasure Map Pecoms can remove the damage reduction. So for example, if you miss Pecoms, you can replace him and Cracker with some units to help you remove the damage reduction completely. It is 3 turns, so have in mind you can also try to remove it with supports. I think this team is very straightforward but very strong. It will do around 45 million damage and the point boost will be 4.61 times. The next mini-boss will be Strength Shiryu, and Cerebral Free Spirit with Driven classes will get their special cooldown reduced. In stage number 3, Shiryu will give us a 60% HP cut. He will specially reverse our sailors or crewmates for 1 turn. Then he will give the left column units a 5 turn special bind debuff and the right column units 8 turns of paralysis. My team for this mini boss will be using a double captain Oiran trio, the Anniversary Legend, Boan Nami and Robin of course. They can deal with the paralysis completely, they can also heal us, which is not really necessary, and give us color affinity. Important to note, while it's not necessary, you can definitely use the new Super Tandem Law as friend captain. Then I am gonna use Treasure Map Legend Sanji, Mugiwara 56 Sanji, who if used in stage number 2 before the final boss, can give an ore boost to all of our units in the final stage. Then we have Treasure Map Luffy Ace, who are here to just increase our damage even more, they are not here for utility. Bottom left unit, which is missing, will be the new Pirate Rumble Chaka, I just do not have him yet, the Q unit, and then the bottom right unit will be Treasure Map Hyogoro, who will actually give us guaranteed matching slots on our captains and also our Q bottom row units. So make certain you have your Q units in the bottom row to do more damage and guarantee a matching slot on them. The Pirate Rumble Chaka will actually do the majority of your damage, so end your attacking chain with him, and that is because he has color advantage and also is double boosted by our captains. If you are wondering how do we remove the special bind, we do not. We are just not going to use the left column unit specials at all. We do not need Chaka, we are going to activate Sanji in stage 2 and we do not need another Oiran trio special, so you only need your right column unit specials, so make certain you have Luffy Ace and Hyogoro there to increase your damage and have better slots. This team can do around 32 million damage and the point boost will be 4.81 times. For the final boss of this treasure map, we are going to go against Blackbeard, who will be Sai, and in stage number 1, Driven, Free Spirit and Powerhouse units will get special cooldown reduction. In stage number 2, we do not know the color of the mini-boss, but it will give us a full board of block slots, 8 turns of middle row bind, 5 turns of paralysis on everyone, and it will gain defense down immunity. In stage number 3 against Blackbeard, he will remove all beneficial effects, he will also gain defense down immunity, he will make all of our slots to type slots and make them unfavorable for 5 turns, and then he will give 8 turns of bind for the bottom row units, while also restricting us to 5 taps for 2 turns. My team for this boss will be using double Ace and Yamato. Earlier on you can also use other captains like for example the new Law, Kid or even Blackbeard to get more points, but your damage will be reduced, which is fine for the early levels. Ace and Yamato are very good here because they can completely remove bind whenever it appears without even us needing to use sockets. They can apply ignited stats to the enemy because they only have defense down immunities, and of course they can also give us a conditional attack boost and a very high attack boost as well. You will swap and activate your friend captain in stage 2, and then you will swap and activate your own captain in stage number 3. Rare Recruit Perospero will be activated in stage number 2. He will give us a full board of guaranteed matching slots and also a chain boost, and if we hit 3 perfects, which we will, he will give us a color affinity boost for the final stage. Treasure Map Sabo will also be activated in stage number 2 to remove the paralysis, and he will give us chain boundaries which will improve our damage, but they are not really necessary. Sabo is boosted by 1.4 times though, so he's a very good unit here. And then we have Bone Clay and Shiryu for the final stage. Now Shiryu is not important, like at all. I'm just using him because he has an 1.7 times multiplier. Yes, he can give an ore boost, but you can replace him with any other ore boosting unit you want, because Shiryu anyway will give an ore boost only to himself, who is not boosted by the way by Yamato Ace, and then to also Bone Clay when we activate him to turn every slot to RCV, make it matching, and then we will boost our base attack and make him an int slasher striker unit. That way, he will have the color affinity boost from Perospero, he will have the attack boost from Yamato Ace, and he will also have the ore boost from Shiryu's special, while also of course having color advantage against Blackbeard. Have him attack last, and always have in mind that you cannot attack with all of your units because of the debuff, so leave Sabo out of the chain completely. And for your replacements, you can replace Shiryu with pretty much whatever you want, mainly for your damage in the final stage. If you want a Bone Clay replacement, you want a unit that can give you a full board of matching slots that won't be type slots, so either TND, RCV or something else. Super Tandem Luffy, for example, could give you a full board of TND matching slots and also give you an ore boost if you miss Shiryu. Another way you can possibly try to bypass the debuff of non-matching type slots is to have a unit that will give you either 2 or more turns of a matching slot buff, which will stop Blackbeard's preemptive in the final stage from making type slots unfavorable. That special of course needs to be activated in stage number 2, and an example of a unit that does this is Colosseum Dex Rayleigh, but have in mind you need to also regain matching slots even though you evade the debuff in the final stage. With this rotation of units though, you do not need any specific sockets or supports. The maximum damage is around 70 million and the point boost will be 7.32 times without any of the new legends as friend captains of course. Finally, we have the Intrusion Battle versus Moria. And here, Dex, Q and Int characters get their specials reduced in stage number 1. In stage number 2, we do not know the color of the boss yet, but we know the preemptive. We will have an HP cut for 90% of our HP, pretty annoying because you cannot stall. All of our slots will be turned to block. The middle row units will be inflicted with special reverse for 5 turns, and the enemy will also gain defense down immunity, but when defeated, they will blow away one random character of our bottom row, meaning one of the 2 bottom row units. And then in stage number 3 versus Moria, 4 turns of bind on all of the sailors, 5 turns of attack down, 5 turns of a chain coefficient reduction, and also 5 turns of an attack down under a specific chain, 1.5 times, and Moria will also gain defense down immunity. But he has an interruption and classic Bandai in treasure maps, we don't know for what. So there is no possible way anyone can actually make a team that will 100% work without a doubt here, because we don't know what the interruption is for. It could literally be for anything, an attack boost, slot change, chain boundaries, we don't know. Very poor job by Bandai here, but if my team does not work, I will fix it for the quick playthrough the day the treasure map comes out. My team is this one. I am using Halloween Treasure Map Legend Koala as captain, so we can completely ignore any special rivers. 5 turns is a lot, so I cannot be bothered to deal with it. I will use Koala even though she pretty much doesn't boost any other unit on the team. Then as a friend captain, I will be using Yamato Ace, so we can also completely ignore the bind. Then we are using Shiryu again to remove attack down in the final stage. If you don't have Shiryu, do not worry, a very simple replacement is Treasure Map Int Luffy, the disguised one. Then I am using Perospero again, and he needs to be in the bottom row and fully limit broken without limit break plus, because he will make all of your block slots matching. Then Custard support on him will lock them for the next stage on your Int units, so you can have matching slots in both stages with this technique on the important units. and then he will also give you a color affinity and a chain boost in stage number 2, but the color affinity will be in stage number 3. He needs to be fully limit broken, so you can activate his second Sailor ability, where he is not able to be blown away. That way, only the other unit in your bottom row will have the ability to be blown away. If it is the one of the two that gets selected, here we have a 50% chance, nothing we can do pretty much. The other unit in the bottom row will be the new Treasure Map Moria. If he gets blown away, it is what it is. If he doesn't though, he can boost our base attack and also give us a chain boost in the final stage, which will help with damage a lot. But this team will be able to beat at least until navigation level 30, I think, even without Moria's boost. Hit and Wire are here to completely remove the chain coefficient reduction, because we are going to use the chain boundaries of Yamato Ace, and without the chain boost, we cannot have the chain go down instead. If you do not have Hit and Wire, replace them with a unit that removes chain coefficient reduction, or at least with a unit that can give you a chain lock. Our friend Captain Yamato Ace, since the final boss does not have full immunity, can give us an attack boost and also a conditional attack boost, which is arguably more important for this team because not everyone here is a striker or free spirit. Shiryu isn't, for example, but Pero and also Hit and Wire can do lots of damage in the final stage. For a recap, you want to activate Koala's special in stage number 2, you also want to swap Ace and Yamato, and make certain you enter on Ace because strength units do not get special cooldown reduction, only Dex ones do, and of course Ace is the Dex one. Then in stage number 2 also activate Pero, and in the final stage you swap and activate Yamato Ace, you activate Hit and Wire, and you also want to activate Moria and Shiryu. Now if Moria is blown away you cannot activate him, so don't do it. The Koala super type ability does not matter anyway because you won't have it available, and you want to end your attacking chain on Hit Wire and also Pero, and you want to make certain you hit the 3 perfects in stage number 2, taking out stage number 2 in one turn, so Pero can give you a color affinity in the final stage. This team's point boost is 6.54 times. And these are my teams and my preparation for the upcoming Treasure Map vs Moria. Definitely subscribe to the channel to see the teams in action and to see how exactly they work, but to also perhaps catch any changes I might do to them to optimize them even more. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to tell me in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.